We are going to stop pretending
Yeah.
that we don't know what kind of trouble is coming in.
Yeah.
And then accusing the person who's sounding the alarm. Say, are you guys paying attention to?
Yeah.
We didn't have riots before. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We don't have flags from other countries. Like somebody taking down our own flag to
Yeah.
put another flag, and we didn't have that going on before. Have you noticed that we have? Welcome to the Daily Closing, episode number 46. The news with Conor McGregor, though, it's not just the fact that he's angry about what it should be the obvious. With Europe decided to open up. As a matter of fact, if we keep going the way we're going, Ireland will become the native average island individual or citizen. What they heading to, what they're facing, the reality they're facing to, is that they soon are going to be replaced. They are going to be the minority in their own country.
Gotcha.
That has been there for a couple of thousand years now, right? Because of the policy that was put in place to open it up to new immigrants to come
Yeah.
into the whole thing. The problem is not just new immigration. It's when you don't make a zero effort to integrate to that new place that you're going to. Now you want to impose your belief system, you want to
Yeah.
impose your perspectives over the other people who welcome you into the whole facility. So riots taking place. This guy makes a very couple of statements. As a matter of fact, he just tweeted again. He's not going to back down from his position. As a matter of fact, he's saying he's going to double down on criticizing the immigration policies of the country. This has been labeled hate crime or hate speech. And to me, I mean, it's not just the bad enough the riots are taking place, and this is now becoming. Look at what's going on in England. Look at what's going on to many other countries. We didn't even go into Spain. There was so much that we have to cover today that we couldn't even touch whatever was going on with Spain. But what is your perspective about this thing?
It's crazy how there needs to be immigration reform across the globe.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how. My question is, I don't have a lot of statements. I have more questions. Are they having the same issue? What is the how are they looking at processing it as a country? Will they have the same issue politically speaking, trying to fix it? Are there other people on one side or the other? How is that being handled in a way that is it similar to here, where it became a political ball that you're pay attention to, but not really. We're not going to fix it because it's very profitable to just keep on talking about that issue. Is that the same case over
The
there?
European Union, that is essentially led by Germany, took a very strong position about opening borders to let as many immigrants and put pressure on every country that is connected to the European Union to take more immigrants. And then in addition to that, you have Rome, the Pope also suggesting that it's a good thing to do to take immigrants and so. It's a Christian thing to do. So it became a little bit of a political, religious, compassionate type of, all of those things that are supposed to be for the right reasons, good reasons, right? But eventually, if you don't give that immigration direction per se, you have to be able to integrate. You have to be able to. You can practice your religion, but you can't impose it into other people. You cannot start saying, "Forget about the Constitution. Let me only worry about Sharia law." That when you start going through those things, and then you become violent because your position it's so clear and strong.
Yeah.
And now you're rejecting everything that you walked into.
Yeah.
Now you want to change it, and you see that it's not going to happen that easily. Becomes a part of violence becomes part of a process, right? I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be an easy process. It's not that much of a political. It's a process that has to happen way before when somebody makes a choice of going somewhere. Though is well, we spoke about this even in the case of language, right? You have a lot of people that come here. They've been here for many years. Great people, intelligent, super smart people. That it's almost as if they are rejecting the process of integration by learning the language. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to stick to and Spanish is my own, or whatever the case may be, right? And what they don't realize is that they're essentially creating a detachment. They are unable to integrate into the process that most people, if you want to become a good citizen of any country you go to, not just the United States, you're going into you running away from something.
Yeah.
You're talking about people again going through boats, going through there are stories that we can watch, things about stuff that immigrants go through just to get to that place, and then you finally got there, and then the place is even willing to take you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're willing to welcome you. They're willing to add financial pressure to their systems and make the accommodation to make that happen. And your reaction is opposed to being grateful for that blessing, right? Don't be grateful even to the individuals. At some point, you're going to be saying, I'm grateful to God that gave me the opportunity to. Your best way to say thank you is to start burning. Listen, I have very little compassion for and very little patience for me. Round everybody up, put them in a plane, send them right back to where they come from, because it's too much, though. Again, this is how far you're going to take it before we go into civil war here, you know what I mean? And then at some point, the balance of numbers are going to work against the same people, right?
Correct, because you're going to have more people from outside than you got.
They came from the other stuff. But I'm concerned about the fact that when speech is regulated to the point that you can face getting arrested, you know what I mean? And or the government can actually sue you or deplatform somebody just because they said something that essentially there's nothing about hate crime, or there's nothing hateful about saying that what they're doing is wrong. There's absolutely nothing. It's not anti-immigration. It's a statement pro Ireland. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's you pro your country. This is a guy that carried that flag proudly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For many years, representing a country. So
I don't know. I got mixed feelings about the whole thing as I'm
Tell
hearing
me.
So here you go. So a couple things. I feel like you can't have free everything. It's just not possible. You can't have. You can't allow people to come in. You have open borders, but then you can say whatever you want. You could do whatever you want. You have freedom of speech, you can't have free everything. If you have free everything, it's going to lead to a problem.
So hang on. So you're saying either free speech or an open border, not both?
You can't have both. You can't, because if I allow you to come and do whatever you want here, then what here is changes. And then now I lose control of what here is. Do you get what I'm saying? So I gotta choose, either I'm letting everybody in and here it's not a thing. I don't control what America is or what Ireland is, or I can say you can come, but these are the rules that are set, and everybody has to go by these rules. Because if I allow you to come in and say whatever you want, and you came and brought your cousin, your cousin's cousin, and your cousin, eventually, like I said, we're gonna run into a problem where I lose what the country is.
For me, the issue is even more basic than that.
Yeah.
For me, what I hope for is that we are going to stop pretending that we don't know what kind of trouble is coming in.
Yeah.
And then accusing the person who's sounding the alarm. Say, are you guys paying attention to?
Yeah.
We didn't have riots before. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We don't have flags from other countries. Like somebody taking down our own flag to put another flag. And we didn't have that going on before. Have you noticed that we have going on? Have you noticed that we had people, that decided to, even though there's a million places that they can be praying, they actually went and decided to play one of the oldest, most sacred basilicas that, or biggest churches in England.
Yeah.
Is anybody paying attention to that? Is anybody realizing that we had more people burning stuff than usual? Is it just me? Like when the reasonable person is sounding the alarm, then you get to be attacked as somebody that is somewhere. So now, listen, I hope I never lose my accent, so that somebody knows that whenever I'm making a comment about this, I'm not coming from a place that nobody's concerned that I'm going to listen to that. Yeah, you'll never know. I'm gonna become more precise with my, pronunciation.
Well, here's when you say it like that, is you're proud of being from Honduras.
100%.
I'm very proud of.
I'm proud of the fact that my family is originally from Spain, that migrated to Honduras, so I can understand the beauty, the contribution of Europe, without feeling as a the colonizer. I have many interesting conversations when somebody says, "Listen, what do you want me to be? You want me to be the oppressor and the oppressed at the same time?" Because I was born in Honduras. You know what I mean? So which role do you want me to play? I just never felt for that kind of gamesmanship.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Again, you were
So-
talking about victimhood. You know what I mean? So
Right.
deeply grateful, deeply proud, but deeply grateful of.
So
being here.
that's the whole point. It's like, okay, so there's nothing wrong with you being proud of where you
1000%.
come from, of your history. I think people spend thousands of dollars looking for shit on Ancestry to see
Yeah.
where they come from, you know? So it's like, that is very important.
Correct.
However, you do not, like, I don't understand it. I have a very big problem with people that, like, I'm very proud of where I come from. Therefore, I got a shit in the country that I am
That
living
took me
in
in,
right
yeah.
now. That took me in. That I made a personal decision
To come
to
to.
change my entire life, pick up my belongings, and come here to seek for a better life. Because nobody moves to a whole other country to seek a worse life.
Okay,
Correct.
but here's my question. Does someone, you president of everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does someone have the right to think like that if they want to? Or
They
should
should.
So you're saying they can say, I'm going to take a shit?
Oh, no.
So then they're not allowed to.
Absolutely not.
So then then they lose freedom of speech. You know, you can't say that. You can't say any
But
of
our
this.
system, our current system,
You get what I'm saying?
our current system, as long as you're not a political enemy,
Yeah.
our current system allows you to say just about anything you want to say, act, and as long as you're not a political enemy, right?
I get what you're saying because you're saying that as far as the rules goes.
Yeah.
For me, it's more of a values and principles
No,
issue.
I get it.
Like, it's like, how on earth do you shit on the country that took you in, that you're looking
'Cause
for
you're
a
allowed
better
to.
life?
But
That's
again,
the-
guys,
that's the beauty of the
guys,
country. You're allowed to.
I want to bring it down to.
I
want to bring it down to the statement that I made.
Yes.
I understand somebody even saying something. Again, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
respectful of the
Gotcha,
fact
gotcha.
that that's how you
Get
feel.
out.
That's how you feel.
You know,
I think that you're wrong. You know what I mean? I think that you're wrong, but I'm gonna be respectful.
Out.
Yeah.
Where you need to be packed in a bag,
Is when you start
and
burning.
when you
stuff.
start burning shit.
Got you. I got you.
You know what I mean? Like
got
when you start
that's not
doing
speech.
so, when you
Now
start,
that's
yeah, when you
vandalism.
start killing people,
That's
when you
true.
start doing so, when you start doing,
Yeah.
like, listen, you need to be packed somewhere
I got you.
and leave a little note by the door saying, "This guy is no longer here." Right? We took him out. I don't.
Good luck
I
finding
just-
him.
you can say whatever you want.
Got you.
Just don't cross those lines.
Got it.
You know
I
what
got
mean?
you.
It's like,
Okay.
and by the way, protesting, that to me, that's also.
It's a
not
border.
even-
It's a border of.
I
Is there
get
such
that.
thing as a peaceful
That's
protest?
beyond great because again, you're having a conversation with me. You tell me how you feel about it.
Yeah.
But now you blocking traffic. You're ruining the economy. You're threatening people. You know what I mean? The safety of people.
Yeah.
Listen, there's nothing worse than being like you were in the middle of nowhere, just like you went out to buy some pizza. Next thing you know, there's like you're surrounded by 3,000 people.
Yeah.
And you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
The pizza got cold.
Man, you know what I mean? Like that, I don't know. I think I was actually having a dream. I think
But-
it was,
but, well,
you know,
let me-
like I
real
saw
quick, I
like
gotta
somebody
be the-
like scooping up like a group of people like that and just sending. It
So here-
probably was a dream. It was,
Here it goes. So I got to be the devil's advocate.
Go
So
right ahead.
there's a lot of things that we believe today that was not the
Yeah.
original ideas of what America was. Do you get what I'm saying? So then, if
Like
no
what?
one protests,
Give me an example.
like slavery.
Got
It
it.
was legal at one point.
Yes.
You're not allowed to do it. So if we didn't go into civil war, if we didn't go into million people marching, if we didn't go, no, we're burning everything down, then
Correct.
certain things don't change.
Correct.
So then if I have an idea that, no, the way the system works now is broken, why should I stop to change it?
I think
Like, I'm
it's,
not saying everything is broken, but I'm saying if I believe that something is wrong,
Watch out.
I
Alex
need-
is going to be burning tires.
No,
outside of the
listen.
building. Yes.
I appreciate
you
the
know what I'm
perspective,
saying?
but
I'm
it's
just
so different to the reality of we fighting today, though. And I understand what.
well,
what you're
for
saying.
us, but if I'm a part of the
And we can all
LGBT
agree.
So, wait,
plus
so the,
whatever,
okay,
right?
so
And
slavery. Let's
Yes,
say,
yes,
let's go
yes,
there.
yes.
Slavers, slaves were brought here.
uh-huh.
They did not choose to come here.
I got you.
You
but I'm here
understand?
now.
So it's
I'm
like,
here now.
as
Forget-
But even if we get
it's
past
like,
that, I understand your
you came
position.
Here.
Even if we
I
got
don't
past that,
understand
even if we
that.
got past
I got
to you know what I mean, the fact of the matter is that it took longer
Yeah.
for emancipation
Yeah.
to really become a reality
Yeah.
than it was needed. So by the way, that was an enforcing the laws that were already part of the books. The country had already come to terms with the fact that, you know what, this was wrong. This is a black guy for the country. This is something that was not supposed to happen. This is not so people fighting for something that was supposed to be even already part of the laws of the nation, 100%. You know what I mean? But and what you're fighting for is for individuals that wanted to be recognized as true citizens of the country.
Yeah.
When what you have right now are people that are saying, I want to use the benefit of being called a citizen of a country, but I don't want to be a true citizen of a country.
I don't want to exercise my
I don't.
duty.
Listen, I watched an interview the other day. Somebody was saying this is from Canada, and the individual is saying he said when it was time for me to swear allegiance to the country, see, I said nothing. He said it's your responsibility to get it out of me. My allegiance is still to my faith, to what I believe.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I never. So that's a person that has zero desire. Is not fighting for integration. It's not fighting for. Like I said, my issue
They
is.
throw you out of the room if you don't. If you don't do the pledge allegiance when you
my
become a
issue is
citizen.
not with people that are saying, here is a perspective that we feel so strong about that you're gonna have to listen to it. All right, so what is it? Right? And this is one situation that we've been listening to for a while. And we are pretending that is not a dangerous proposition, that is not a dangerous situation. Everybody getting to the point where you can say, I'm a free man, I'm a free woman, just to getting to that point, I'm a free citizen of the country. That was something that was supposed to happen. Otherwise, the country cannot claim to be a legitimate country among other countries, right? So I understand what you're saying on terms of when an opinion is very strong, but some of the topics that we're talking about here, you know, there's a religious connotation.
Correct.
There's also, they come from certain areas that there's many other countries that if they wanted to say, you don't have to go anywhere. We are wealthier than the United States right now. Why don't you come with us? They don't want to take them. They don't want to take their own people. And that alone, if your own people doesn't want to take you, don't you think that that's a little bit of a red flag for us to consider? And that what I'm saying is, more than anything else, we have to stop playing this game that we don't know what's coming into the country when it comes to crime, drugs, and people that are so radically into certain things, whether it's religion or politics, that would have the ability to harm.
No,
the country.
I get it. I'm just saying I have mixed feelings because I feel like the further we go down that road of regulation, at some point you're gonna have to stop people you can't be free. You can't be free, and I can't give you the freedom of speech. I can't allow those things and expect things not to change. So 100%. I feel like so like I said, I'm not sure how I feel because it's obviously mixed on different topics, you know. But
no, 100%. I understand.
So
what
hang
you're
on.
doing,
So are you saying that McGregor should go to?
No, I could
jail?
see why. I'm not saying he should go to jail, but if I'm running the country, I can see how I would be mad at him. Why? Because you're somebody who has a very powerful voice. And if you say anything against the country in any way, shape, form, then you shouldn't have the mic. Because it's no different than...
Even though he's defending...
No, not necessarily.
I will agree if he said something against the country.
Well, what I'm saying... No, what he's saying is, hey, you guys are doing something wrong. Why? Because these riots are happening. I understand why these things are happening. And guess what? Something should be done.
Like,
so
this is the equivalent of you saying, hey guys, welcome to my home, right? Welcome to my home.
Yeah.
And like, I come in and I start like putting all kinds of cows and cutting them and eating them and like, you understand? And, and you don't get angry enough to say, you know what, Lorena?
He's a vegan.
You
That's
have
why
to.
the
Yeah, he's
cows
vegan.
reference.
Yes, right? And I'm like burning the place off and then you're saying, you know what, Lorena? I think it's time for you to get out.
No. But watch this. That's not what happened. You now, or Marvin now, says to me in front of the guest, you're the guest who's causing commotion.
Yes.
And you say, and Marvin says to me, hey, you're not doing a good job running this house because you should have kicked Lorena out a long time ago. You didn't do that. You didn't. So then now I look bad as the person who's running the house.
But what if the house is also my house?
Yeah.
What if,
like, that's
what
your
if not
roommate.
what if not
That's
the
your
what if
roommate.
you
He's like,
what if
wait
you're
a
not the
minute.
only owner of the house?
I got you.
Because what he said was not, hey, Canada, you're
Yeah.
doing it. He's talking about his own
I get you.
homeland.
I get
you know
it.
what
I get it.
That's a different perspective.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not criticizing them as
Yeah.
much as it's saying we
Yes.
have to get it together.
I get you. I
We
get you.
have to say.
I get
and
you.
in addition to that, though,
By the way, what's the
you say-
political structure in Ireland?
Prime Minister, same.
Got it.
You know,
Okay.
same.
Yeah. But
as-
like I said, I
Well, but what I'm saying, guys, is again, what you have is a lot of people sounding the alarm. You know what I mean?
True.
More
And
than
nothing
any-
wrong with that.
more than anything else, and that's something that we got to take very seriously. The final thing is, guys,
Sorry,
just so
if you're gonna censor both sides.
yeah. Well, but I understand what it means to be.
Censor-
You got to be careful when you start 1,000%. You just got to be careful when you're trying to. That's what I'm saying. You know, you got to be very clear about your
Yeah.
policies. Your policies.
Got it.
If you're very clear, if your policies that protect the integrity of the nation, the laws of the nation, the citizens of the nation.
Yeah.
If you have that,
Yeah.
then you will avoid many of these things taking place.
Right.
But if
So-
you're not clear about those things, man, it's wide open to it. If this was helpful,
Yes.
please pass it around. Let us know what you're thinking. Any of your any perspective that you had before that ended up evolving or ended up shifting a little bit.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear that.
Absolutely.
And we see you the next